And welcome to my podcast, 3 minutes, 3 games, where we look at three key happenings across the world of sports in a matter of 3 minutes. This is Rishabh Kalia bringing you episode number two. Uh, First of all, I'll start by wishing all my Indian viewers a very happy new year since 14 January is the start of the solar new year in India. It's called by various names Makar Sankranti, Pongal, Bihu. In fact, Pongal has a bit of cricket tradition attached to it. There was a tradition of having Pongal test matches starting on the 14th January in Chennai, similar to how you have Boxing Day test matches. The last such game took place in 1988, where Narendra Hirmani took a 16 for 136 on his debut, and that is still the world record for best bowling by a debutant. Now let's get started, and let's start with the India South Africa Test series, where stump mics caused a lot of controversy through the series. The second game in Wanderers saw the following cotton mic. अभी जितना वो चल रहे हैं इनको चलने दो अभी एक गेम बाकी है केप टाउन में वहाँ इन्हें देख लूंगा. That was Jasprit Bumrah issuing a warning to the South Africans, and he came good on that warning in the third game in Cape Town. He took a brilliant five-wicket haul, and he just ripped apart the South African batting. The ball that took Eden Markram moving sharply inwards was a treat to watch. But India, of course, did not end up winning that game. That was quite unfortunate, and lost a historic opportunity to win a Test series in South Africa. There was another bit of controversy in the game wherein DRS overturned the decision of LBW given against Dean Elgar, and the Indians were quite livid around the same. They launched into stump mics and just poured their hearts out, and it caused a lot of controversy again. Do let me know what are your thoughts on the same. Do you think that overturning of that LBW was fair? Were the Indians justified in just pouring out their hearts on the field and through some mics? Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, the shocker came at the end of the series as Virat Kohli decided to leave Test captaincy. We all know he's been at loggerheads with the BCCI, but this was not expected, really out of the blue. And people have been speculating how much of a role BCCI had in it. In fact, his wife Anushka put up an Instagram post which said a lot of challenges that Virat faced were off the field, which I don't know if it's hinting at BCCI or not. What are your thoughts on the same? Did BCCI handle Virat's captaincy maturely or did they not? Do share your thoughts in the comment section. But all said and done, you will keep hearing about Virat's numbers and the huge achievements that he has got for India as a Test captain. But I'll just mention one. His legacy will always be that he created a battery of fast bowlers. He, along with Ravi Shastri and Bharat Arun, the bowling coach, who is not so much talked about, created a pace bowling battery that could could take 20 wickets across services. And win India Test matches. Well, numbers speak for themselves. Since 2018, India has dismissed the opposition for under 200 on South African, English, and Aussie wickets 11 out of 23 times, which is a phenomenal number. And in fact, I've shared a Twitter thread around Bharat Arun in the description box below. Moving on to the African Cup of Nations, it's a 24 team event which started in Cameroon earlier this month. This had its fair share of controversy in England, first of all, where the Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp called it a little tournament being played in Africa, which caused a lot of furor in the African journalists. Uh, they took on Klopp and then asked him to apologize. Well, this event has had some quirky things. Between Mali and Tunisia saw the referee blew the whistle at 85th minute and at the 90th minute, although there were 3 minutes of stoppage time left, which is quite bizarre for an international game to say the least. Tunisian players, of course, protested against the same, but to no avail. This event in itself has been marred by a lot of controversy. Uh, Considering that Cameroon were first given the hosting rights, then they were taken away from them, and now they're hosting the 2021 edition, which is being held in 2022. I've shared a documentary link below which will explain how corruption has mired African football and African politics, and it's a good deep dive into how this sport works in the continent. Do watch if you're interested. Moving on to the Australian Open, where action unfortunately still continues off the court, as I referred to in my last video. Novak Djokovic had won his appeal against his revocation of visa, but I had said that the immigration minister of Australia could overturn it, and in fact, he has done the same. And with that overturning, now what it means is that he will be deported back to his country, and he won't get a visa to Australia for the next 3 years, which is huge. Imagine Djokovic, 9-time Australian Open champion, 20 times Grand Slam winner, not being a part of next three Australian Opens. I mean, that's quite a tragic story, so to say. I mean, probably Raju Hirani will make a movie out of it, similar to what he did with Sanju. Well, Djokovic is still challenged it again, but as of earlier today, he's failed that appeal and he has to head back. Uh, that's all we have today, and just a special mention I'd like to give before we close to the Ashes, where Australia ended up winning the series 4-0 and blanked out England throughout. England would be pretty disappointed with the performance, although last two games they did put in a fight. However, this is a time of rebuilding, just like they lost the 2015 when they had this quick exit to the 2015 World Cup and they will rebuild their team, reach the 2016 T20 final, 2019 World Champions. They need to rebuild something in the Test side as well. I mean, they have to look with a window of 19 months ahead where they have a home matches coming up, and let's see where they can take from here. Do share your thoughts around the Ashes as well, and what do you think of Australia's dominating performance? It was quite a pleasure to watch Pat Cummins lift the Ashes, a bowler finally captaining Australia, and at the end there was a cute little photograph of six Australian bowlers posing with the trophy, which is quite a rarity to see. You always see the batsmen get the spotlight. Well, I was very happy, particularly to see the bowlers get this limelight for once. Well, this is Rishabh signing off. Do let me know your comments and feedback on the same. I'll connect with you shortly.